I basically want to talk about what the occult masters and magicians don't want you to know, and that's the fall of Atlantis and what really happened.
I believe history repeats itself, and this war on ISIS in Syria is somehow some type of parallel code for what happened in the time of Atlantis with the genetic mess up and Isis of Sirius, because the Pyramid of Giza, the Queen's Chamber of Isis, points directly to the star system of Sirius, known as Canis Major or the Dog Star. And in this music video about the dog star, Dog Days Are Over, there are two twin blue sisters. And Sirius flag, there are twin stars. And let's not forget about the twin towers. And to take it another step further, attack on Paris, Pair Isis. Normally, when we read the Bible, we think of, people in dirt and clay and sticks. But if we read the Bible from the perspective that it's actually about Atlantis and some really highly advanced technological civilization, we get a whole new story.
So let's start it right off with the Genesis story, which I believe is the gene of Isis. And it tells you right here what they did with the eggs of Isis. And it says, when men began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them. Now, read that again, you guys. When men began to multiply. So it doesn't say men and women got together for sacred ceremonies and gave birth to their beautiful children. Absolutely not. It specifically says men multiplied and daughters were born to them. So think of a bunch of genetic test tubes creating a bunch of men, and then they decided to create a bunch of daughters. And then the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, again, it's not the daughters of the earth or men and women. It specifically says right here, the sons, which are men, remember the men began to multiply, the sons of God, which is the little God, the scientist that created them, saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they took wives of all they desired and chose. Because if you're just a bunch of genetically modified things, who cares? There's nothing sacred about it. You guys just need to go out and multiply and produce more so we can have more slaves to mine our gold, like in the stories of the Anunnaki. So then it says, now here we have the Lord. It's not God, it's the Lord, which I believe is the divine creator and the truth of this beautiful planet that we're on. It says, then the Lord said, my spirit shall not forever dwell and strive with man, for he is also flesh, but his days shall yet be 120 years. Now, right here, Noah was 500 years old. And then it shows that there were giants on the earth in those days, because whenever you genetically modify things and clone things, they don't live as long. They're going to be 120 years, and they're going to be mutated. So it says there were giants on the earth and also afterwards. This is very, very important, you guys, because the flood came to destroy all of this mess. Remember the wickedness and everything it'll keep saying. So they sent a flood to destroy them, but because of their underground bases and bunkers, they all hid, and they are still here. And when the sons of God lived with the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, these were the mighty men who were of old and the men of renown. These were the kings and that the people worshiped. So, and we still have kings that we're worshiping today and mighty men that are ruling our planet and creating a bunch of military and war on ISIS right now. So, who is Isis? I believe, now this is going to be Poseidon. So, and remember we were just talking about the men and the genetic modifications. So, here we have Poseidon, and in his temple, it says over here, this is Plato's take on Atlantis. It says, in the temple, an immense golden figure of Poseidon driving 6 winged steeds dominated the temple's central court, and statues of sea nymphs gleamed from every shadowed crevice. The high king of Atlantis and his princes, or his 9 brothers, here you go again, the 9 men, here they are, all these men, they gathered Every 5 or 6 years, in this awe inspiring forum, after sacrificing a bull and making it an offering to their gods, the dark robed rulers, here they are again, gathered around the fading embers and passed judgments inscribed upon the golden tablets. So, and I want you guys to note here, look at these little sea nymphs. Here they are.
And here they are again, hiding in plain sight with the Son of God as your wonderful innocent sacrifice to your left. Check out the bottom robes of these angels. I swear to God, they look like freaking mermaid tails.